Hello! It's another episode of Talks with Heavenly. And so, like I told Jay, since I'm looking like the white version of the poop emoji and today, because I have so much hair and I don't know what to do with it, so I just figured I'd stick it on top of my head. Anyways, so yeah. Anyways, so also too, today is another milestone. You see this backdrop? This backdrop is about 2 years old and was first seen on my channel in, well, not 2 years old. It was first seen on my channel back in 2015. So yeah, I got it out and decided to put it up. Okay. Anyways, okay, so you guys picked literally 90% to 90% and everything. What is your favorite thing to talk about and your hope for the future? Wow. Okay, so let's start off with what is my favorite thing to talk about. You'd be surprised, it's not so much about makeup. I'm actually, one of the things that both me and Jay love to talk about in general is like science, outer space, theories. We love to talk about theories. We talk about a lot of stuff. I think one of the things that I do tend to talk about a lot, I'm sorry, is probably YouTube and a lot of things that are going on YouTube. I think that's probably one of the things that I do tend to talk about a lot, is YouTube, because as we know, there's a lot of things that YouTube has done and is doing that is irritating a lot of people. And there for a good minute, I lost a lot of hope in YouTube. Like, I seriously thought there for like 2 minutes that, like, you know, what's the point anymore? And then, you know, I opened up Patreon and, well, now there's a purpose and everything. I feel like I do have a purpose because now I can continue and move forward and everything, because, I mean, as any person on the face of the planet knows and everything, when you, in order to do something, you have to have something. So it's kind of like, example, how am I supposed to do makeup if I don't have these, right? I mean, yeah, I could just, you know, use my fingers, or, you know, I guess like a kitchen knife or something like that. But at the same time, though, you know, it's kind of like, how are you supposed to do something without something? So you have to have the means to be able to do it. And since YouTube wasn't giving me those means anymore, now and everything, I'm basically doing what I love to do, as well as I don't really have the need for sponsorships anymore. I honestly don't need sponsorships anymore. I don't need to worry about if YouTube is trying to demonetize my videos for whatever reason that they see fit. You know, because Glam and Gore, which by the way, she posted a video here recently, Mikey, I do believe, she posted a video here recently, and I was just all like, if this isn't a read, I don't know what else is. I thought it was hilarious, like literally hilarious. I thought it was the best thing ever. But, you know, regardless of all of that, my actual, okay, and this right here would be the next thing. My hope for the future, which was your hope for the future, which is my hope for the future. My hope for the future is that, to be honest with you, and you know how I am and everything, so my hope for the future is that once there is more people on Patreon, and I don't care, I really don't care how much you pledge and everything, but keep this in mind, once there's like, let's say 20 people on Patreon, I will probably most likely turn monetization off of my videos, because at that point I'm no longer working for YouTube. I'm not and everything. At that point I'm working for you all and everything. I'm doing what I love and everything, and bringing something to you and everything. So at that point, I don't have to worry about sponsorships. I don't have to worry about what YouTube's doing. I don't have to worry about the algorithm. Well, some parts of the algorithm I do have to worry about, but as far as the monetization part, I don't have to worry about it. I do believe that like, honestly, that is my hope for the future. Once there is a certain amount of people on Patreon, most likely I will start turning monetization off on my channel, because at that point, not only are the people on Patreon benefiting from ad-free videos, you all will start benefiting from it as well. But those that are on Patreon, they benefit from, you know, basically I send stuff to them. Like, I send them articles in my clothing line. I'll send them, you know, a free copy of my book, or, you know, like stuff like that and everything, or like a personal Skype call. You know, there's so much other stuff that is on there. And, you know, and just like in my other video, this is the real me. I'm not trying to, like, you know, say, hey, Patreon. But I am saying that is my hope for the future, is that once there's a certain amount on there, I know that at that point, monetization is not my concern. My concern at that point, and still is to this day and will ever be, is you all. The reason why I say that is because everything that you see right now would not be possible if not for you. Since 2015, my life has changed drastically. If anything, you know, despite the pros and cons, the cons being, you know, dealing with a large amount of hate and trolls on the internet, I have learned to be a thicker skinned person. And, you know, what's so funny though is I was just thinking about this the other day, because I was actually looking at their algorithm on the analytics on YouTube, and I seen that there's a thing on there that says like, for those that dislike videos, like thumbs down, it actually pushes those videos out to viewers. So regardless if you get a thumbs up or a thumbs down, you're actually helping that person regardless and everything. And I found that so hilarious, because I used to always think that if you got thumbs down, that it would hurt your channel, or it would hurt your views, or, like, you know, whatever, because that's how I was back then. And I was looking at it and I was reading through it, and I literally was all like, wow, so you mean to tell me that regardless if you get a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it's going to benefit your channel no matter what? Literally, same thing. Like, if you comment on a video, it still benefits that video, because it tells the algorithm that this video is gaining traction, either positive or negative. So basically, Google, owning YouTube, pushes that video out and everything. So I'm just like, wow, I had no idea. Like, and so it's kind of crazy. So I was like thinking about that. I was like, so even my haters are helping me, and they don't even realize it. They just think that thumbs downing a video is just going to, like, stop me or something. I don't even know. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, so my hope for the future is basically that I don't have to worry about monetization or anything in the future. I can just sit back, I can relax, I can do what I love doing and everything, because of those that are pledging right now on Patreon. It has literally opened up a horizon of things that I've been wanting to do that I can't do and everything. And so, you know, like I said in yesterday's video, Tasty Thursdays is coming back. Freaky Fridays is a for sure thing. It's going to start happening. Like, literally this coming up next month, videos for October are going to start hitting Patreon. So they are literally seeing it 4 or 5 months in advance. So yeah, like, like there's a crowd ton of things that are going to be hitting Patreon. And then there's just so much other stuff, as well as, like, the only exclusive behind the scenes of, like, how I edit my videos, you know, what's going on, as well as, like, you know, behind the scenes, exclusive behind the scenes of All That I Am Is Yours. It's all on there. Like, I could talk about that all day as well. Okay, that is one thing I could talk about all day. It's because it's a part of my life, and so yeah. But other than that though, and everything, I do however want to say, and everything, whenever it comes down to the video, this is the real me, every single comment, every single like, everything on that video blew me away. Like, I just clearly want to point out, because I have my computer right here, so give me just a moment so that way I can get to it. But no, so I just wanted to point out that every single comment, everything that was said on that video was just, I don't even have the words to describe exactly how it makes me feel. Like, it puts a lot of joy in my heart, because, like, here's the thing though, and I get that, like, unlike any other video like Makeup Mondays and stuff like that, there's not a lot of comments on those videos anymore and everything. I mean, there is still comments from, you know, those that are dedicated to watching those videos, and I know that everybody else watches the videos but they don't comment, which that is okay, that is perfectly fine, so don't think that I'm telling you to comment or anything, because I'm not. But, you know, like, the comments on this video, there was so many comments from everybody on here, faces that I have not seen in a very long time, people that I have, you know, I'm like, I've never seen you before, these are new subscribers, and I'm just all like, you know, welcome to the fam, because, you know. And I also was reading some comments on here from other trans people that was saying, you know, thank you for sharing this, because it makes me feel better, because now I don't feel like I'm the only person going through the same thing. And that's something else that I also forget about a lot too, is that because I am transgender, one of the things that somebody once told me was that if you have the means of giving some, like, knowledge, if you have the means of giving knowledge, then teach it, don't waste it. And so when it comes down to, like, me being trans, like, there is a lot of things that I want to do in the future as well, talking more about trans subjects, answering questions and everything, doing interviews with other trans people and discussing, you know, their upcoming, you know, how they went about transitioning and stuff like that, because every trans person has a different story, and I feel like a lot of people can learn from it. And I also feel like in today's society, the transgender subject is so brought up because people don't understand it, and so because they don't understand it, they bring it up to hope to gain knowledge to understand it. And then there's those that bring it up because since they don't understand it, they don't care to understand it, they just bring it up because they can. And so despite of it, you know, I'd love to take and talk about more on trans topics. I used to have a series called The Do's and Don'ts of Transsexuality, but I've thought about bringing it back to just, you know, trans talk and everything, or transgender talk or something, you know, where I do like interviews with other trans people and we talk about trans topics, and even doing an interview with like a doctor and stuff like that, and a counselor, and, you know, getting the feedback like from people in the medical field. And I think that would be a really, really good educational thing for a lot of people, because I feel like there is a lot of people that are not very educated about trans people, which is not a bad thing. I mean, I don't expect by any means, I don't expect everyone to know everything about trans people. You know, I don't expect everybody, but I would like to make those videos and do things like that, so that way if somebody is trying to find stuff about trans people and wanting to know more, then they can. You know, they can look it up and they can find it, you know. But other than that, to every single person that commented on here, literally out of every single person that commented on here, thank you so much for your love and your support and listening to what I had to say. It really does mean the world to me, and to be honest with you, I feel a lot better now that I've gotten a lot of that off my chest. You know, by any means, you know, I, like, literally whenever I sat down and made that video, I was in that place in my head where I was just like, I don't know what I feel like I'm doing anymore, because I felt like I had nothing to work towards, I guess. Like, I felt like my goal as a makeup artist and as a trans person and as a content creator was achieved. But then it's like, once you've achieved those goals, what do you do with those goals? So what I've come to understand is like, okay, well, I feel like I've successfully succeeded at being trans, if that's even something to succeed. So why don't I educate other people about being trans? You know, oh, well, I'm a content creator. I have people that want to watch content. Well, why don't I make content that's like, you know, cooking? Let's bring back Tasty Thursdays. We've been talking about this forever now. You know, Freaky Fridays. I released that I was going to do that months ago, and it hasn't happened yet because I had no means of being able to do it and everything. And even whenever I did, the mail company screwed me over. But even then, because that was around December of like last year, wasn't it? God, that was forever ago. Jeez. Oof. Anyways, so yeah, and everything. I just want to go ahead and touch on those subjects. As a reminder, like I forget every single time at the beginning of the video, make sure to go up there, click on that little icon, and vote on the next polls for Talks with Heavenly, so that way we can keep on doing this. I thought about just continuing the season until next year, and then we'll drop into season 3, and we'll have all new, like, different kind of subjects. I think the subjects might get a little rougher and everything, so we can start talking about some serious stuff and actually have some conversations down in the comments and everything later on. But other than that, I love you all so much. I love y'all faces. Anyways, please make sure to like, subscribe, become a part of the age group, and if you haven't, please check out Patreon. You don't have to pay for anything, just follow, take a look, gander, I don't know. Anyways, I love y'all, and I'll see you later. Bye!